Hello, dwellers of the internet, welcome back. Today I want to talk about the significance of autographs. Now, one might think to themselves, who is anti-autograph, or who doesn't believe that autographs hold very much significance, might say to themselves, a person writes their name down on every signed document that they have to sign, on every insurance paper, on every visit to the doctor, on every school assignment that they have ever turned into a teacher. Literally hundreds of thousands of times someone will write down their name in order to secure a legal transaction or in order to just identify that they have created something or have produced something, which is happening constantly throughout their entire life. An entire lifetime of production's worth of signing your name in adherence to the producer of anything creative, anything legal, and anything that is attached to your identity, essentially, which one would think would devalue autographs in general. And I think autographs that have a time placement attached to them, which is why I think many people do it, and many people attach a timestamp to their autograph. I don't know exactly how many. I don't know if it's even a large occurrence, but I've received autographs with, from admired creators with timestamps attached to them that I think holds some relevance and some significance, because that would not only indicate the time period in which they give you their name, which was after they had created the work that was produced that you do admire them for, assuming you're acquiring this autograph because you admire some portion of their work or some production of their life, something that they, some action they had taken that you'd found admirable enough to gain a signature from them. And I think that this is not only an indicator of that, of the time sensitiveness of it, meaning, if they had created what they were going to create and then signed an autograph, meaning that, they had already attained the fame or recognition or effect over the masses that people attribute the significance of their autograph to. This would add to the context of the autograph itself. And, some people view this as significant. I certainly do. I think it would even be significant to get their autograph on a school paper or something completely unrelated that was before they did the thing that you thought of them as a significant individual for. I think that has its own inherent value to it because it contains its own context and time. Now, obviously, the autograph after the project or whatever it was, whatever action it was that made you want to seek out this person's autograph in general, would mean more to you than something that they produced or just a name that they had signed that didn't hold any relevance to the project or the creative output or production of an action itself that you admired them for in the first place. And to a lot of people that can be devaluing. To me, it holds probably the same amount of value, considering just on a different side of the spectrum. It's the flip side of the coin, so to speak. It's the opposite of what you would normally attribute to the significance of. It's the antithesis to significance, essentially, but with its own significance. And the significance being, this is what took place before this action had occurred. This is something that, people who agree with me would even consider to be more valuable because it happened before that action, because it wasn't an autograph per se, or it wasn't a name written down in recognition of this art piece. Just the simple fact that it was a name written down by a person before they had any intention of giving this their name out in written form simply for the significance of their art piece or of their production or of their contributions to society, whatever it may have been. They gave their name out to claim ownership of something, to most likely, or to establish their existence. That's what a signature is. It's that person establishing their significance for the action that they are taking, whether that be taking out a loan, whether that be signing up for any form of service, or like I said before, any assignment, any of the hundreds of pieces of paper that you have written your name on in the past. And if someone can get their hands on something like that is so commonplace in the background of the life of whoever this person is that they do view to have this certain special kind of significance, they would attribute more value to it simply because it took place before the artwork was produced. A lot more value, in fact. It all depends on the collector, I suppose, or the individual. Whoever wants this autograph, their reasoning behind it has a lot to do with the inherent value of the autograph itself, which can be a positive, and it can also be a detriment to the value or significance of it. It goes back to the pretty much. This is what makes it interesting in the first place, is that the autograph only has significance attached to it based on the significance that you place upon it, or that the significance that comes from your own value system and what you believe to be significant, and what you and the collective of people who may either admire you for having this autograph. Maybe that's your only intention. Maybe you want to sell it and you're looking to gain a profit from it, which would mean following a much more collectivized and contextual perception of this autograph. It would depend on a lot more factors. It would depend on what you got this person to sign in the first place. Depending on the individual, it would have to either reflect, to mirror, be the antithesis to, or be quite literally attached to a piece of their direct artwork or contribution to the world around them itself. And that to me is extremely interesting. I suppose that's all I wanted to talk about today, was the significance of autographs and how we can attribute and take away from the significance of these autographs, and what they mean to us, and about how time can contextualize, an item can contextualize any kind of materialistic attachments to this autograph, can contextualize based on whether or not it is something they produced or just a school project, the value of the artwork. And that's about it. I suppose I should put the inspiration for this topic at the end of this video, which was my signed copy of the Elements of Harmony book from My Little Pony, which I believe was primarily produced or written for by Lauren Faust herself. And I was taking a look at my collection of different merchandise and materialistic shit that I like, figures and whatnot, books that have to do with media that I love and am fascinated with, and that has helped define me as an individual. I was looking through my collection of it, and I realized that I did have this autograph in my possession of the creator of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, essentially Lauren Faust. And I had this autograph attached to that book, and that got me thinking about the significance of it. And signatures are also significant because they are never written the same way twice in a row. I mean, generally speaking, yes, everybody has their certain type of signature or their branded form of signature that they, develop over time and that they use as a default for legal documents and such. But quite literally, no one is so precise with the human hand that is so capable of making errors and is, marking the lead of their pencil, the tip of their pen, onto the specific type of paper that, may vary in the hundreds in order to create the same exact form of signature. This is not something that you can replicate to a T 100%, which means each signature is unique in and of itself. Every time a person takes a pen to paper, they are producing something, that demonstrates the inherent value of an autograph, is that this person is alive, they are in control of their own actions, and because they hold such significance to you, that gives even more meaning and context to the fact that they have then taken out of their limited time they have on this earth, the time to produce a marking on something that you have provided. Regardless of context, it is a marking that cannot be recreated and that can only be produced once, that one time that they are signing this thing for you in its completely unique way, which is awesome. So that about does it for my talk about autographs and such. I like them. I think they're cool. It's cool to go to conventions and get them. I find people and their markings significant. I'll see you guys tomorrow.